According to Alfred Tuah-Yeboah, although many sections of society have made calls for the abolishment of the death penalty and label it harsh, archaic, and no longer relevant, he believes it serves as the surest form of a deterrent, hence his stance against calls for its abolishment.
I'm a realist. I'm a positivist. If you look at some of the murders that we have, especially when it comes to even robbery with murder, the callous manner some of them carry out those actions, I think that we need to hold on for some time. Not at this stage. I equally also hold this view that as you have in the US, if this honorable house, together with other stakeholders, may want to venture into grading murders, some of them I subscribe to the execution of their full execution of their sentences. If it's murder, they have to be killed, they must be killed. At times, it sends some kind of signal to others that it doesn't pay to kill. But so far as we have it now, people are sentenced to death, they are in prison at Sawam. Some of them, under some circumstances you may say, you may want to sympathize with them. But there are others that I think, if we were to scrap their sentence, we may have more murders. So at the moment, I don't subscribe to scrap.
Next was Deputy Minister nominee for Trade and Industry, Herbert Krapa. He indicated that the Akufo-Addo government had instituted measures to ensure that Ghana fully benefited from the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. He further advised government to fully disclose the cost of the president's foreign travels.
Chairman, I think in the interest of transparency, I made the statement that any demand on the government to publish how much is spent in terms of the president's entourage and the president's, not just His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, but any president and how much that is spent on the president's trips outside. I believe it's a matter that should be made public to the Ghanaian people.
Then came the Deputy Minister nominee for Information, Fatimatu Abubakar. She indicated that the yet-to-be-passed broadcasting bill, which was created to regulate the media space, would be very beneficial to the country.
I believe it's necessary that we have a broadcasting bill, which hopefully with the assistance of this honorable house will be passed as a law. It is important because we know, for instance, when it comes to the regulatory work of NCA and MNC, there are some kind of gray areas that you would wish we would have a law that will consolidate those gray areas and also ensure that if there are some conflicting areas within those two regulatory authorities, they are all sorted out. So although there are some existing legal framework when it comes to broadcasting, the broadcasting bill will be the one-stop shop to help us work on regulation and broadcasting in the country.
The last Deputy Minister nominee to be vetted was Okraku Mantey for Tourism, Arts and Culture. He had some suggestions for reviving the sector post-COVID-19.
Creative people, yes, I agree that because of COVID, finances and opportunities are all down. But all creative people will need around this time is capacity and then funding. And creative people will be back on track. In the developed countries, creatives are supported by philanthropists, as well as entrepreneurs or investors. And so we must identify some from the private sector who would come and invest into the creative industry, as well as some of the banks that are ready to give support to these industry players.